Welcome back, guys, for another weekly update. We're now 9 weeks into the off season, and we are all still waiting very patiently for that big move. I think a lot of us are waiting for either the Bryce Harper signing, Corey Kluber trade, whatever it may be. It seems like the Dodgers are not even close to being done, especially if the goal is to win a World Series championship, which it always should be, especially with a team like this. They've still got quite a bit of work to do, so let's kind of get into it, everything that's happened the last week. I hope everyone had a great Christmas. If you didn't celebrate it, I hope you enjoyed plenty of time off. But it's almost the new year, and we're about to almost say it's ready for the 2019 season. We've got 47 days left until pitchers and catchers report. So it's coming around quick. So let's jump right in and see what's been going on in the Dodger world a little bit. Not that this happened this week, but I did hear it came out this week that the Dodgers had tried to make a trade with the Pirates for Francisco Cervelli, who is their catcher, which we've talked about a little bit beforehand. We've heard his name come up a little bit. And that was supposed to be for Ross Stripling. I don't know if it was a straight up trade, whatever the case may be. They tried to go through with the deal. Apparently it fell apart at the very end, but there aren't any reports saying why it fell apart. Cervelli has a past with concussions, so I don't know if the Dodgers pulled away after a physical, what it could have been. I don't know if there was something with Stripling we don't know about. I don't think that's the case, but then again, you never know. I think he did hurt his back early towards the end of the season. I thought he was fine. I don't think it's Stripling. I don't know who it is. I can't make any assumptions, just unless it's based off my opinion. That's it. But there were not any reports. So for now, we are still catcherless, and it's not sounding like anything's going in our direction right now. The way things are going, I'm starting to feel like the Dodgers either end up with JT Realmuto, which plenty of fans want. I would not mind him. Just don't want to have to deplete the whole farm system, which it seems like the Marlins want. Or we might even end up seeing Grandal for a year, because his market's dwindling kind of quickly with, apparently he's been asking for a lot of money, so other teams are either going for trades or trying to find other free agents, and I kind of feel like his postseason might have hurt his stock a little bit. He really struggled, especially with the glove, so I don't know what's going on with him, but maybe we see him back on a one-year deal. Maybe he wants to prove a point, and the Dodgers need a stopgap until Will Smith and Kyber Ruiz are ready, but we'll have to wait and see. The Dodgers did re-engage the Indians this week in regards to Corey Kluber. They are still interested. However, from what I heard on MLB Network last night, it's kind of sounding like the Indians are asking for a lot. Throwing in names like Bellinger I understand Alex Verdugo, he's a top prospect. But the thing here, for me at least, is he's 32 years old. He's got 2 years left on his contract. He's going to decline. Is it going to be this year? Will it be next year? Will he even be on the Dodgers payroll when it happens if he gets traded? Nobody knows. He's a workhorse. However, I just don't agree with getting rid of too much for a guy like that. He's great, and he's always in the Cy Young talk, and I do think we need that, especially from a right-handed pitcher. But if they're asking too much, I don't know if the risk is worth it, depending on who we'd have to give up. If we have to give up Verdugo, I'm okay with that, only under the circumstance we pick up Bryce Harper. However, the Padres have actually been talking to the Indians about Corey Kluber as well. They have a better farm system. I want to say they're number 2 in MLB. So they could pull more things out. They've been building their team, rebuilding for the last couple of years, so they may not necessarily want to give up too much. It sounds like they're also being asked for their number 1 prospect, who I believe is Fernando Tatis Jr. Correct me if I'm wrong on that. But that is how it seems so far, that the asking price for Corey Kluber is high, so I don't know if the Indians are going to move him unless they get something well worth it, or if they're not really even interested in moving him at this point and they just want to see what they can get to see if it's worth their time. So if we hear more about that, I'll let you guys know. The Dodgers have reportedly, they are looking for a right-handed bat, and because they have a very lefty-heavy lineup. I mean, you've got Jock, because right now we don't know who our outfielder would be, even if they picked up Bryce Harper, left-hander, Corey Seager, Max Muncy. It's a lot of our good power, even if they're not power hitters, we have a very strong left-handed lineup. Cody Bellinger. So we do need a right-handed bat in there. And there was the report that came out that the Dodgers were looking at the Tigers' Nick Castellanos. He is a right-handed outfielder. The only thing is, however, he is been playing as a DH because there are some questions about his defense. So I don't know if the Dodgers would be wanting to head that direction with someone whose defense isn't that good. We've seen what happens when we don't have good defense. I feel like the Dodgers are usually a team that is very on top of making sure their defense does well. But the thing with Castellanos is, what's interesting is apparently the Indians show some interest in him. So there's, of course, different reports. There's a report that Nick Castellanos may end up with the Dodgers. If you have the time, take a look at his numbers, either on baseballreference.com or Fangraphs. I believe he puts up pretty good numbers, and it would be a nice bat to have in our lineup for sure. I worry about the defense part. Some fans don't think defense matters. I'm a big believer in defense can win or lose you a game sometimes. We've seen it happen. But like I said, there's talk that the Indians may like him, so I don't know if it's a trade piece that the Dodgers are trying to work out to flip over to the Indians for Kluber, trying to avoid giving up Verdugo, maybe throw in Jock with Castellanos, throw in another MLB-ready player like Stripling, who knows. But that's another one that they've been talking to. There actually hasn't been that much going on this week, so this will be a very quick weekly update. So I hope you guys have stuck with me for the first 7 minutes. But there's not a lot to talk about. It was a very slow week, so really the only things left I have are kind of about the other teams in the NL West or other teams that could be affecting players we're going after in regards to Harper and Realmuto. So the Padres are also in talks with the Marlins as well as the Indians. So it looks like they're going after Realmuto as well. And that was reported yesterday, the 27th, in a tweet from John Morrissey. So I don't know necessarily where that would go with them. The Padres are looking up to build a pretty good team. For the last year or two, have said in the next 2-3 years, the Padres are going to be a strong team in the NL West, and they're going to give us a run for their money. I thought it would at least be one more year until 2020. It kind of looks like they might be trying to push for it right now if they're going after Realmuto, Kluber. They were in talks, I believe, with Syndergaard. So we might be seeing some competition from them. Depending on who they pull off, we could see it in the NL West race next year. But they're also looking at Realmuto. The Dodgers seem to have pulled back a little bit on interest from what I read. I don't think they're out of the race, and I don't think they will be out of the race until they actually have a catcher. And I just don't see them backing off Realmuto until they have a choice not to go after him anymore. He is, I think, the best hitting catcher in baseball, if not behind Grandal, so it makes a sense that there's a lot of teams after him. However, when it comes to the Dodgers, they haven't done much this offseason. And because they haven't done much, it is bringing me to the belief that Bryce Harper is going to become a Dodger. If they didn't have interest in Bryce Harper, there's no reason for them to not have already made some moves to sign a second baseman, a catcher, other outfielders, pitching. But in my mind, I feel like it's taking so long because they want to get Bryce Harper. And once they sign him, they have a lot of payroll things they've got to look at. So that's kind of what I think. We had another frenzy the last couple days in regards to Harper over the weekend. MLB posted a picture on Instagram and it said, "Are the Dodgers the favorite for Bryce Harper?" Harper liked the picture. I don't know when he liked the picture, but everybody lost their mind. Everybody thought it was a hint. It meant he was coming to the Dodgers. He wants to come to the Dodgers. I don't think that's something that's really been in question. I think a lot of people knew it was either the Yankees or the Dodgers that he would want to come to. Again, I think it really comes down to the point to, are the Dodgers willing to pay him that money or at least get him a high AAV in order to obtain him, because that's what it's going to take. They're not going to be able to treat him like just a regular player you're signing off the free agent. I don't think Boris will allow that to happen. So that had everyone talking. There were reports, I think, on Twitter 2 days ago that he had already signed. This has been going on for weeks now. I don't want to look into rumors, but it's also really hard to ignore those rumors when they're as big as they are and when it's as frequent as they are. But again, that's how they get started. One person starts talking, they start getting all over the place. Also, in regards to Harper, this came out as well this week. So the Cubs are interested. This is according to Gordon Wittenmeyer of the Chicago Sun-Times. This is what it had said. This was from a tweet. I don't remember who tweeted it, but this is what they said. Cubs are interested. So the Cubs are interested in Bryce Harper. Apparently, Theo Epstein met with Bryce Harper and Scott Boras at the winter meetings and asked him not to sign a deal with anyone before checking back with him first. So it was reported that Theo Epstein met with Harper at the winter meetings and told him, just let us see if we can work some things out. Something along that line, that they would have to clear payroll first, but that they want Harper to give them a chance before just signing with another team to see if they can match the contract, give him more years, more money, whatever. But the Cubs have large contracts on their hands, ones that are going to be hard to move. Jason Hayward, Yu Darvish, Brandon Morrow has a decent sized contract. So it's not going to be easy for them to pull off Harper. They would have to make a few moves. I don't think the Cubs are necessarily out of the race. I just don't know if it'll actually happen. I think Harper would want to go there. Very good friends with Chris Bryant. But again, I just don't think it happens. So we'll have to wait and see. Manny Machado said he will not sign until 2019. So I kind of think that'll be the same thing with Harper. I think we'll have another somewhat slow week. Well, actually, wow, it's already the 28th. So maybe not. Maybe we will hear from them much sooner than we thought, at least Harper, within the next week or two. But we'll have to wait and see. But other than that, that's all I've got this week. I do have a question for you guys that I'd like to see if you'd answer. I actually got this question I saw on Twitter from, the handle was at Dodgerboard, BOARD, and there were a lot of interesting responses on it. So if you guys check them out on Twitter at Dodgerboard, I'll try to put it in the description. I'll try to remember to put it in the description. And sorry. I'll put it on the description. Go check that out and comment on it if you have a Twitter. If not, I want to hear your response below. And the question was, if Bryce Harper comes to the Dodgers, will he wear number 34, or does he respect the legacy behind Fernando Valenzuela and not take number 34 and go to number 7, which was his idol, Mickey Mantle? 3 + 4, 7. So there's always that. Does he ask Fernando Valenzuela to wear 34? Would Fernando give him his blessings? Does he not even go down that route? Does he change his number coming to a new team? There's so many different answers. So let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. And I'll catch y'all next week. Thanks again for following along here. If you haven't already subscribed, it would mean the world to me if you did. So hit that subscribe button below. Let's go Dodgers, and I hope I have some big news to report back to you guys in a week. All right, well, hope you guys have a great weekend, New Year's Eve, and I'll catch up with y'all next week. Bye, guys.